Hello everyone, welcome to week 6, I believe. Finally week 6 of the VBL-S Season 10. I am playing against Heaven, the incredible Frenchman who was at the start of this season, was at the end of last season, I made a lovely video with, and I think we were discussing weather in the current format. So it didn't wind up being particularly relevant to either of our teams this season, though they've also, like many of the coaches in my division, made some spicy transactions, and honestly I cannot remember what on earth they changed. I think this used to be an Arcanine. I don't know. Regi, Azumarill, main damage dealers on this team. Bramble-Ghast, Mismag also have that ability, and then Muck sometimes can. Mangazone, depending on what it's matching up into. But really, Murkrow and then like this Perish combo has been what they've been leaning into a lot so far. It's been certainly challenging for a lot of players to face down, though I did have some interesting insights. Quag is fine because my team does not tend to rely particularly much on setup, though the water attacks obviously into Water Absorb are not always amazing. Yeah, but yes, this team is definitely a bit awkward for mine to flesh into, and they are all pretty usable Pokemon. I think that there's not a Pokemon that I think I can say firmly doesn't come. Like I'm looking at it, I'm really struggling to conjure a Pokemon that I would say it definitely doesn't come. Maybe Luxray I think was the one that I thought was the least likely after putting some thought into it, though it has been a little bit since I prepped, so I have forgotten a decent bit about this. I've also been looking at a lot of my my week 7 game against Jordan, because I need to ideally win both of them to make playoffs, and it's definitely something I've been thinking about quite hard. So here we are. The team does not have a lot of Ghost Resist. This team has a surprising like almost near bug neutrality, where a lot of their major Pokemon are not particularly great into bug. So I think I wound up going with a fairly... I know I had a specific plan in mind when I was first building this team, which I've subsequently forgotten. But yes, I had like a lot of thoughts. I had many thoughts. I am really just struggling to remember what the thoughts were. So yeah, Citrus Berry with Skill Swap and potentially Parasong. Parasong lets me beat Alolan Muck with like Unaware, as does because it can get past, not Unaware. With Moody, because it can be past Moody by Scovillain. It also lets me beat Scovillain. Parasong obviously makes them switch and lose their Moody boosts, and Skill Swap lets me steal Moody. Flamethrower, Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam is just kind of fine here. Flamethrower hits Scovillain neutrally and Mangazone super effectively, so it's just okay. Fairly physically defensive, with a decent bit of special defense as well, with just a bit of damage out of my nature there. But yes, definitely big focus on X Scissor Stone Axe, because it hits everything on that team, with the sole exception of Magnezone, who actually takes Stone Axe surprisingly not well, but also with everything else on my team designed to be able to pressure it. Like I said, that concern about water into Quag. Just haven't run a water move on Gastrodon. Earth Power Ice Beam with Shed Shell for Gothitelle, and Sticky Hold to prevent it from being removed. Is that intentional? I don't think it's meant to be Sticky Hold. Is it meant to be Sticky Hold? I don't think they get like knockoff on anything. Is Sticky Hold the base ability? Yes, so I'm just going to run Storm Drain. They don't have like a particularly... No, they have a very strong water type attacker in Azumarill, so yes, definitely important to have. And then I've got like a Blanded Mimikyu. The Disguise lets me get like an extra attack off, which is pretty good. It's pretty good to get extra attacks off. I've got Slazzle with Fire Lash, so this is like kind of a supportive move where I can drop a Pokemon's defense stat by 1 stage. It's similar to like using Fake Tears, but it also gets damage, so it breaks a sturdy on Magnezone, so like Fire Lash can be quite good there, and really into any of the Pokemon on their team. I think it was Slazzle Mimikyu was meant to be the lead, but was that it? I don't remember. I think it was, I can like Fire Lash, Drain Punch a Magnezone, and then I've got the Iron Treads here. But yeah, it's got the Flame Plate Overheat for just a lot of juicy damage out there, but also it does technically boost Fire Lash damage, which I think was relevant in one specific matchup that I cannot remember. Yeah, Regi Drago doesn't love getting Fire Lash plus Play Roughed, even if it does run like a bulkier version. And the Iron Treads is here. It can kind of like follow up in a lot of stuff, and it's got that Terra Electric Wild Charge to be able to hit Azumarill quite hard. It's not great, but it is what it is. Ground is very good into this team, with Steel hitting all their Pokemon there, and then Electric also is super effective into Murkrow if need be. And I think it's got Knockoff as well, right? Yeah, Knockoff, it's super effective into the other ones. So it's got super effective coverage into all of their ground resists. It's just that's not very good. Okay. It looks like it is time. I am realizing that this is behind a bunch of Pokemon A to Z teams. Give me a second. I am just going to change that. And there we go. Yeah, very difficult to predict what will come. Especially with how Heaven Season's been going. Both of us had very weak starts, but have started getting back. Game 1. I hope I checked all of my abilities. Frisk is intentional. Disguise, Quark Drive, Corrosion, Sharpness roll. Somewhat intentional. Maybe it should be Oblivious, but... nope, that's the one we want. Imagine rejecting open team sheets in draft. That's wild. Let me just quickly remove all the stuff that didn't come. There was no Luxray, right? Yeah. No Regi Drago. Okay. No Regi Drago. No Luxray. There is Magnezone, right? No Quag, no Muck. Who else is missing? Miss Mag. Okay, they brought their better team into ground, but Knockoff is still quite good. An offensive Scovillains may be a problem. They do have Trick Room. Though I think, yeah, Fire Lash plus Shadow Claw does prevent Trick Room. So I think I'm still going with this Salazzle Mimikyu lead, with probably Cleavor and maybe Gastrodon, maybe Iron Treads. I think with the grass types, it's probably Iron Treads. Okay, imagine this is Covert Cloak. I kind of expect I feel like the general expectation is that Tailwind comes out here. I want to Fire Lash and Shadow Claw it, but I can probably just Shadow Claw it, right? It does look like it's pretty safe to Shadow Claw it. So in that situation, I guess I should always fake out Murkrow, right? It gives me the best information. I expect it to be Covert Cloak, but that's not guaranteed, and I would fully expect this to die to a Shadow Claw from Banded, though also from not Banded. If they are like adamant or whatever, just die, right? Sorry, if they're also adamant. I'm faster than adamant Bramblegast, but slower than Jelly Bramblegast. Assuming Tailwind isn't up. Maybe I should be switching. No, I don't want them to get damage into Salazzle for free, because they could attack either of these slots. What do I expect to be in the back? Oh, that is Eviolite. Okay, that's a good start. That's a less good follow-up. Well, they'll have to Aqua Jet, right? Do I Live Jet if I Terra? That's game 3. It's game 1. Oh, it looks like Live Jet anyways, which is probably what I put in EVs for. I meant to not have those all showing. But, you know, I'm not smart. No, I think the EVs are just speed creep. Oh well, I think the... this is no boosting, but it is max attack. I am pretty tempted to just Sludge Bomb and Shadow Claw the Azumarill slot at this point. I'm not as worried about the Murkrow. Oh, okay. They're going for Parasong, aren't they? Oh, they're going for Feather Dance. Interesting. Wow, that's quite bulky. Well, like, bulky enough, but, you know. That definitely makes me want to Fire Lash and Shadow Claw, but it's probably still Sludge Bomb, right? Yeah, just Sludge Bomb, Shadow Claw. That Frisk information will inform them pretty well going into the next game, I imagine. But I'm not as worried. So Psychic is not faster. I wish I got that poison last time because it's not that relevant this time. Psychic is a KO though. Is that information? No, it's not relevant information. So it seems like if they're item boosting, I probably lose. And if they're not item boosting, I probably don't lose. I feel like I'm better off going Iron Treads. Actually, I can go Cleavor. And then like Protect and switch? That doesn't seem better. I can always Terra Bug and go for the Stone Axe into Murkrow. No, I think I do Protect and switch. Because I think they will probably Foul Play into the Iron Tread slot, but... Terra Poison, interesting. I wish I was more physically defensive. So I think I just Stone Axe and Terra Electric the ground move into that slot. I would assume that Iron Tread's good physical defense means that with a Terra it survives. Yeah, it looks like I even survive Life Orb. We haven't seen an item from them yet, but... Stomach Tantrum's not a 2 KO, which is annoying. Okay, so they went for the attack. Okay, I got a crit anyways. Sure. GG. I think I probably won, because they still did have like that banded sneak, but yeah. X is a good Stone Axe and Stomping again. I don't see a reason to reveal information, so I think I do go for that. No, I should just click Iron Head and X is a Stone Axe and X and Iron Head. Okay. They didn't actually test for Clear Amulet on Zul'jin, which is very interesting. I really would expect them to go for the Clear Amulet there. Check. Obviously, I am Insect Plate here, which is not Clear Amulet, but I'm a bit surprised they didn't check for it. So, Eviolite, very definitely, right? Hit it with a Stone Axe and it lived. It's definitely Eviolite. So I'm definitely tempted towards the same lead. Am I tempted towards the same 4? No, I think I want Gastrodon in the back over Iron Treads. For one thing, if they adapt to a Magnezone version, I would like it. And then if they don't adapt to a Magnezone version, I still kind of like it, to be honest. So they're going to make different plays now. To what degree do I care? They could Terra Ghost. I don't think I care. Like if they're at +1 attack, it looks like they would need to... Okay, no, that should definitely... The Terra should definitely be Ghost, not Grass. Though it's obviously possible. There's a million Terras they could be. But, yeah, I think we're probably not thinking player off KO's Murkrow on 1. So yeah, it looks like they would have to Terra go for the Terra Blast there to get the KO. Or boosting item sneak? No, boosting item sneak wouldn't do it. So they would definitely need to Terra Blast or be Power Herb Phantom Force. Which I'm not super worried about, so I'm very confused by why they made this lead. Are they just going for the sneak immediately into Mimikyu? I kind of want to try just going for Fake Out Play Rough and seeing what the Bramble Gust is trying to do, but I think they may just be going for Terra Ghost here. So then, should I just be going for Overheat here and Shadow Claw? Should I be going for Terra Fairy? Should I just be going for Fake Out still? I should probably just be going for Fake Out still, right? I don't feel like they've given me any information that changes the quality of my play. Okay, they are Terra Rock. Like, obviously that's quite a different start. But I don't know if it matters. I can Terra Steel, Ice Beam, and still Shadow Claw. I click Sneak! I click Sneak! Oh my god, I'm an idiot. That's fine. We'll just pretend it's fine. Why did I click Sneak? I did not mean to click Sneak. Okay. They don't Tailwind. They go for Feather Dance. Yeah, I mean, definitely the Sneak lock was a mistake, and I am being punished for it. Terra Blaster, okay. I don't have a good switch. So I have to Earth Power. And I think Sneak the Murkrow. That's annoying. Well, I think I'm still Earth Powering. I just think I get to bring Cleavor in this time. I got Ice Beam. Okay! That foul play probably KOs. Oh, it went into the wrong slot. It would... Well, I guess crit for crit, right? Phantom Force is a strong move with Life Orb and +1. Locking Sneak really screwed that game. I really meant to click Shadow Claw. I just clicked the wrong move. And it's really bad. Everything just kills everything on my team right now, right? I don't know what they could possibly have in the back that they don't know what to bring in. Yeah, locking Shadow Claw would have definitely given me a significant advantage. Yeah, just foul play, flamethrower. So I guess I Ice Beam and Stone Axe, and then just hope they miss Heat Waves, right? If they only have, like, if they have a 100% accurate Grass move, they can just click that into Cleavor. Yeah, and then foul play. Yeah. Okay, they are moody. Always a frustrating ability to play against. I may just lock play rough, right? Do I think 2 Shadow Claws KOs Murkrow? I do seem to. I kind of expect... No, I just lock play rough. Okay, I'm surprised they went for that over Protect. Because they definitely died to Shadow Claw there. Okay, so they brought Azumarill last. And we'll see if a Jet comes out. It doesn't. Okay, Chi-Chi. Definitely difficult, definitely difficult. Yeah, not clicking Shadow Claw there was really bad. A lot of extra attacks off. I guess I wouldn't have been able to sneak anyways, right? Not being Sash is a bit of painful in this current predicament, but I think I can just lead Cleavor next to Salazzle now. Actually, no, this was faster than Cleavor. It's naturally faster Pokemon. I could lead Giant Treads. This has definitely not been a really tough game, unfortunately. They brought a very, like, I don't know what this was supposed to be, but it doesn't really help. Because I am Frisk as well, yeah. Kind of wish I had Protect over one of these moves. They're kind of all good moves, so don't know which one it would be, but over one of them. Do I want Gastro in the back so that I can switch it in? I guess I could switch Mimikyu in under that same thought process. Actually, is All-Jin bad here? No, it's not. It's not. So I think I'd just go for Fake Out Knockoff. I can Terra Fairy, actually. I think I will. So this covers Terra and it covers not Terra. Unless, again, you know, Terra Ghost, whatever. Knockoff looks like it, yeah, it has like reasonable odds to KO even, which is pretty good. Assuming they don't Terra. How much is no, Ironhead's not doing enough to put them into Life Orb ranges. Okay. That's annoying. Why have they not revealed this? I guess just for this last gameplay, they did, yeah, they had revealed Protect. They've revealed Phantom Force. They revealed nothing game one. So Overheat would be my best attack if I'm just planning on attacking. I could do many things. They don't all make sense. I wish I had Protect over Firelash. They just didn't bring a team that Firelash made sense into. I think I'm going Mimic. No, they're definitely... The thing is, they're clicking Feather Dance? No. I think I'm going Mimikyu and going for Knockoff. Okay. Did they go for the Rock Blast? No, they went for Power Whip. It Okos? That's bullshit! There's no way! Dude, Iron Treads is so bad. Iron Treads is so bad. You've got to be kidding me. I can't believe that O-code. I genuinely cannot believe that O-code. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I throw a player off at the Murkrow and I fake out the Bramble. You kind of expect them both to... Dude, Iron Treads is just an awful Pokemon. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, now, do we get the player off? We see the Feather Dance. Do we get the player off? That's the only question that I've asked. We do get the player off. Now, we see the player off coming into this slot, and we could see a switch into Zol'Jin, or we could just see an Overheat into the slot. I think it is an Overheat into the slot. Could be a Firelash into the slot as well. I think we kind of expect Mimikyu to just die here, because Murkrow should be faster, break it with Foul Play. I think we switch in sack. No, I switched the wrong fucking Pokemon. Okay, it's fine. I definitely should have gone into the other slot, right? The Murkrow slot. Again, I don't know why I didn't. So I'm switching Salazzle in, and I'm going for X-Scissor into Bramblegast. No, I should Tailwind. Switching Salazzle in and I'm Tailwinding myself. If they Phantom Forced the Kleavor slot, which was Salazzle at that time, then that's quite good for them. I should have KO'd Murkrow. Okay, do we see it go into the Salazzle? We do. Do we see the X-Scissor? Oh no, I didn't click X-Scissor, I clicked Tailwind. Okay! Oh, that's actually really frustrating. We know that Kleavor is faster than Bramblegast because it's adamant. That's good news. That's good news. That's good news. So I just double it with X-Scissor and Shadow Claw. Okay, that's probably a reasonable play from their end. Actually, no, that doesn't help them. I thought they were going to foul play, but they didn't. I guess they get an extra attack drop, but I think it still dies. I'm not sure on that, though. Not 100% on that. Not clicking a fire move at all felt pretty bad. I think it still dies. Okay, yeah, it's definitely still dead. Woo! That was scary. Okay, my last turn of Tailwind. I kind of expect them to double protect. I definitely lose, right? If Heaven manages to lose from this spot, I must be the greatest player of all time. Like, there's no two ways about that. Like, I think that this Murkrow has like odds on beating my remaining team. Can they bring the Pokemon? Okay. So Scovillain. If Azumarill comes, like if Azumarill's in the back here, there's surely no way that they could lose. So 2 Shadow Claws KOs Murkrow from here, and a Stone Axe should KO Scovillain. No, 2 Shadow Claws does not. I am like super intimidated. I mean, I just clicked the high crit rate move. I should double the Scovillain, or am I really expecting it to protect? Because like surely it is protecting, but I think I'm just doubling it with Stone Axe and Shadow Claw. Because I think the Murkrow is also pretty likely to protect. Okay, neither of them did. So they just sacked it? That's an interesting play. Oh, okay. So they were playing towards the Perish trap out, were they? Maybe I should have removed Murkrow earlier. Well, I still got the high crit rate move, right? And several turns. We'll see if they pull it off. Yeah, definitely if Azumarill had been in the back, I think I would have 100% lost, but we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, and Clear Amulet would have been pretty impactful on Zul'jin, though I definitely needed the band on Mimikyu. I'm very confused as to why they've not clicked a move. Oh, they've really feather danced me down, so foul play doesn't do as much. That's good for me. If they don't have Perish Song either, I might win. I probably don't win, but I might win. So should I be going for Stone Axe then, right? I should be, right? I expected to KO Murkrow. Oof, that's really bad. But that's really bad. That's like really, really bad. I have Protect though, so I can Shadow Claw and Protect. That they should Tailwind, right? 35 is actually pretty good though. Have I revealed Protect? I think I have. I did not reveal anything that game, and I did reveal Protect that game. This Gothitelle is doing pretty good damage, right? Just having a random Psychic type is always so strong. It's got some investment. Okay, that looks like I win then, right? Because depending on item. Is it citrus? No, it's not citrus, so I win. GG. Look, I may be the greatest player in the world. That's exactly what I said, and I'm starting to feel like it may be true. Yeah, I think they made pretty reasonable plays. Do you want to VC debrief? I'd love a chance to talk about your team, whether you're up for it or not. Just send best. I should give them the updated version of my team that has the right ability, because I messed up the ability. Yeah, also, I don't think that was wound up being 3 turns, right? Obviously, Protect, all of these moves wind up being, excuse me, really impactful on the Murkrow. So the Goth came in this turn. Perish would have won, but they wouldn't have made it there without Perish. They sent me their pace. They haven't responded about whether they're free to call or not. Interesting. Citrus berry. Okay, it does look like we will be having it. Oh, it was a Soul Vest. That did not wind up being impactful, but yeah, that 108 special attack, that investment wound up being very, very strong. Iron Tread's dying to that Power Whip feels so bad. They ran Modest and stuff on these Pokemon, and that wound up being something that I could punish quite effectively with my investment. Because I ran stuff specifically for like Adamant Brambleghast, which then also covers Modest Scovillain very, very handily. I'm glad to finally get some usage out of Tailwind Cleavor. Insect Blade is incredibly strong. The Terra Fairy didn't wind up doing anything, but it made them make decisions, right? Because I think I still took 100 when I got hit. Yeah, it took Phantom Force. But it's fine. I think it was still a pretty reasonable play. Phantom Force is obviously a move that has upsides of forcing your opponent into, as we saw with me taking it as the opportunity to switch and sack while I get Tailwind up, which is quite good, quite strong for me. I think this does show kind of why Intimidate is such a strong ability, because this Feather Dance really did not turn into wins because it was taking the momentum away from Heaven and giving it to me, while I was then getting through it. It makes sense that this is Frisk. That's also what I did when I was running Assault Vest, Grimmsnarl. Maybe they should have been using Fake Out, I'm not sure. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, hello. I heard you very briefly, but I'm not hearing you right now.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I do. Awesome. So that was a really fun series. It came down right to the wire. 1v1.
Yes, we had it at the end, but I think I didn't play very well with the last turns.
I think you played fine. I don't think you made any like direct misplays. There's
I
nothing.
think I think I should have sent Gotitel instead of Scovillain, but I don't know why I thought Scovillain will outspeed you.
Yeah, that's fair. Wouldn't Goth have just died quicker?
I could have taken out to kill your Tailwind.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't use Fake Out on the last turn of my Tailwind either, right?
Yeah, but when the Gotitel was on the field, I think
after. Yeah.
Yes.
You also hadn't seen a Covert Cloak for me. Obviously, I hadn't wound up bringing any, but I can understand being apprehensive that I might have been, because I think you had only frisked, you'd only frisked Salazzle and Mimikyu, right? At that point?
Yes. I didn't bring Shadow Tag because I think Frisk is better, and seeing your Mimikyu and your Salazzle with the item you gave them was really helpful.
Yeah, obviously,
because
I ran Shed Shell.
Is often
Yeah, wound up being pretty good.
Salazzle is mustache, so knowing you had a flame plate was really helpful. I was very scared of Focus Sash on Salazzle.
Yeah. I probably underuse it significantly. I think I may have only used it once this season so far, and I don't think it worked. I'm pretty sure you were like the only person who was like one-hit KO'd Salazzle. Everyone else has just kind of hit it with further damage. But yeah, the Flame Plate wound up being quite bad, I think, because you brought a few Pokemon that I wasn't... you didn't bring a few of the Pokemon that I was pretty scared of enough to run Flame Plate Overheat for, because I don't even think I would have clicked Overheat against any of the Pokemon you did bring. But Sludge Bomb.
Were you scared?
Yeah.
You were scared of what, Mikan?
See, I think it gave me an Oko into Luxray. So if I control Z, because I'd removed your team. Yeah, it was pretty good into Luxray, and I think it was quite good into Muck, was the reasons.
I almost bought both, but I changed them last minute.
Yeah, That Magnezone, you didn't wind up bringing it to any of our set of 3, despite the fact I think it is pretty spooky.
Yeah, but my main plan was to play around Murkrow and Brommelgast. So Magnezone wasn't really planned to come this week. Like I had to bring the 6 man, so I brought Magnezone.
Yeah, I mean, I would have felt like in game 1, if you'd brought Magnezone as a follow-up, it could have been pretty intimidating. Obviously, it wound up not being... Like, that was a game where my turn 1 play really put you in the back. But I feel like having a Magnezone there could have been pretty intimidating. And then game 3, I was really scared of a Azumarill. Obviously, it wound up not coming, but I did bring Gastron the previous game, so that makes sense. And it did show Terra Steel, which I believe did wall yours, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Though not that effectively, as we saw. Iron Tread's 9-1 Power Whip is the saddest thing. Iron Tread sucks so much.
Look, that happened too. I one-shot Iron Treads to Muk. It's like, really Power Whip.
It's just such a sad Pokemon. I want it to do things, and then it just dies, and then it had to run max speed because it wanted to be faster than Miss Magius. And then it's like, okay, but I can't afford to lose attack because, like, even as it stood, I think I needed, I forgot about the Stomping Tantrum crit. We'll just pretend it's the high horsepower it gets in the DLC, because that one's high crit rate. That was definitely a bit rough for you. Though I did double it that turn, so I think it would likely still have died.
Skill swap Perishong and VGC.
Yes, skill swap was really fun, but then you didn't bring anything that it would have beaten, except for Moody, which it was for. Also Perisong, yeah, for Moody. So my thoughts on both skill swap and Perisong is that they're both good into Moody, Scovillain, and Muck. But then they both also work against Gothitelle. And you can still skill swap Prankster. It's not that helpful because I didn't have like super special. Yeah, I was somewhat apprehensive of Magnezone, which is why I brought Flamethrower. But obviously you didn't wind up bringing the Magnezone to the set, and I didn't wind up bringing the Wigglytuff to the set. Just because, you know, the idea is that I could steal, intimidate, and pretend like I had a good team. I wanted the chance to use Wigglytuff, and I got as close as I could to using it.
Did you use it this season?
What, sorry?
Did you use it this season?
No, this is the first time I've brought it to Team Preview. I still haven't brought Rotom to Team Preview either, I think. Did it come against Dux? It might have been in... No, I don't think it's come against Dux either. Obviously, didn't get the chance to use Skuntank since I wound up dropping it. Though I think I would have brought it against you, because you were kind of poison weak to memory.
Yeah. With Cryptek as a captain for a Brommelgast.
I have used the same Pokemon all the time in this series. I have brought Gastron and Salazzle to every game.
Yeah, me.
Sorry, yeah.
Azumarill, le Murkrow and Brommelgast, ça comes every week.
Yeah, I mean, I think both of us kind of found that when you have these really more out there sort of teams, you kind of wind up having a core few that wind up coming to a lot of games, for sure. Hey, at least I've brought Iron Treads twice now, and it got a kill this time. I don't think Iron Treads is very good.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean to lock, in game 2, I didn't mean to lock Shadow Sneak, I meant to lock Shadow Claw, but I misclicked. Oh yeah, what was the Terra? It was Terra Ghost on Murkrow. I thought it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very physically defensive, but I feel like it didn't wind up doing much, because Foul Play doesn't work very well with Feather Dance.
Yeah, it was if you bring the Boxy, the weighted Boxy, then I can choose that.
Foul Play was very good, right? It's just that Feather Dance wound up making it so that Foul Play didn't do enough to Mimikyu or to Cleavor, because I had not enough attack. if we look at that game 3, Foul Play wouldn't have KO'd Mimikyu at that point.
Well, I checked. I don't think I could win again.
Like, because I was at -4, you were only doing 25 with Foul Play instead of 50.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you brought a pretty interesting team. The very offensive Goth wound up working. Obviously, it's quite bulky as well, but yeah, like that psychic damage was really strong. Being like so slow on Brambleghast and on Scoville, I wound up being able to punish pretty effectively because I ran an Adamant Mimikyu as well. So my Mimikyu was would have been slower than if you'd run Jolly on Brambleghast.
I didn't know Covert would have Tailwind, so it was me again.
I do have like 3 Tailwind setters, right?
Yeah, but when I saw Cleaver on the field, I didn't expect Tailwind.
I don't know if it's the first time I've run Tailwind or not. But yeah, Decidueye, Cleavor, and Iron Jugulus all with Tailwind. I think all of them are reasonable Tailwind users.
I was expecting Iron Jugulus.
Yeah. I was definitely pretty worried about Regi Drago, but then obviously it wound up not coming.
Regi Drago is just here to scare you. I will almost never bring it.
I think it definitely is intimidating.
I almost did it, but I think it forced people to prepare around it, even if I don't break it. So it's cool.
Yeah, I definitely think it's difficult to say it hasn't been doing some work, though. Look, I really needed this game to have any chance of making playoffs, and I need to ideally beat Jordan as well. So I think both of us had like really rough starts to the thing, and then both of us looked to be, obviously I'm at 2 and 3, and then you were at 1 and 4. You had a really good last game, which I think was against Jordan, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then now I'm here doing a little bit better. Doing like 3 and 3 feels a lot better than 0 and 3.
Yes.
Kind of wish I'd won some of my earlier games though. There were a few things, quite like making transactions to a team that I thought was really good, and then losing really hard that game to Tay. How have you been feeling about your transactions?
I made the transaction when I think when I made the transaction I couldn't go to playoff, so I wanted to try Muck Scoville in the draft, so I traded for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think until this game you were still capable of making playoffs because 3 and 4 could make.
Even 4?
Yeah, so I think if you'd won out, you still could have made playoffs. But yeah, definitely a challenge for both of us. I definitely think I think you're out of it now. Yeah, too many. Every 6 players with 3 or 4 wins. So yeah, you're officially out of it. But really interested to see how Tux and Jordan's game goes. To see if this is where Tux pulls his first win of the season out of. Do you think you have any takeaways from your season so far?
I think I will do a little video to speak about my team.
You'll be doing one?
Video.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because obviously we haven't been getting week-to-week content, not even en français. So I wasn't sure if we would think, but we will be seeing a post-season draft. I'm very, very keen.
I'm very busy with my internship. So I started doing a week 1 video in season 7 and 8, but didn't finish it. So I think maybe I will try to do a recap for the best moment.
Yeah, look, I definitely would love to see some content coming out from your end, but no stress, no pressure. Yeah, beyond that, guys, definitely subscribe to Heaven. I'll be leaving his channel link down below, and like you like Kevin was saying, we've got some interesting content come up. Heaven is very much alternating between drafting weird teams that work really well and weird teams that don't really work, which makes for very entertaining content, but also really entertaining games to watch. And I think I definitely understand what you were saying about the bringing Goth out over Scovillain, but I still think I think you played these games all pretty well. Definitely all very difficult for me to try and play around. I do think Magnezone in that last game probably sealed it for you over Goth, because it would have one-hit KO'd both of my Pokemon. But I definitely get why you wanted the utility Goth provided as well. I was really surprised in game one, that you didn't go for Feather Dance into Cleavor on the last turn to check if it had a Clear Amulet.
Game 1?
Yeah, because at game 1 at the end, like, you wouldn't have gotten any value out of the Feather Dance into Iron Treads because you already knew that it wasn't Clear Amulet, but it would have let you see on Cleavor. So I was kind of expecting that to come out and then being like, okay, should I be protecting? Should I be switching? But obviously it wound up staying in. Iron Treads is a kill. It's a real Pokemon, guys, I promise. It's not. It's so bad.
I just clicked Feather Dance on Iron Tread because I knew the game was over, so I just clicked the first thing I could.
Like, if you want Life Orb, if you had not had the Protect there that you'd already revealed in a previous game, then, knock off, and I would have lived a +1 without Life Orb. Iron Treads is such a bad Pokemon because defense is its best stat, and it doesn't live anything. It was at least the fastest Pokemon in this matchup, right? Oh no, I brought Slizzle, but like faster than all the Pokemon you brought, so we can pretend it's okay. Yeah, definitely thank you everyone for watching. Go check Kevin out, and please leave a comment down below.